I can't really say much about The Flash. However, Blue Beetle, that just recently came out, that is probably one of the best DC movies that we've had in a very long time. From my understanding, it is a start for the James Gunn DC universe, and by all means, it's doing wonderful and it's a great start. So let's go ahead and discuss Blue Beetle.
Hello there, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and children.
So let's jump right into actually the full force of reviewing Blue Beetle. Now, like I said before, if this is the first movie into the Gunn universe, by all means, they hit it out with a bang. I don't know anything about Blue Beetle, and going into this, the only thing I know of Blue Beetle is not just the character and seeing him in photos or images, but mainly the Judas Contract, which is the animated movie that DC and Warner Brothers have done. That's it. Other than that, I don't know the backstory of Blue Beetle. I don't know any comics to recommend, any of that. So going in, I went to see the film as possibly just a comic book fan or a movie enthusiast itself. So I went in, started watching them flick, and in all honesty, it did captivate me within the first 5 to 10 minutes. I do understand this does have to deal with a lot of representation for the Hispanic culture, and it does just that. It hits almost basically every nail that I can understand. Now, I have spoken to other individuals who have seen the movie and they did enjoy it as well. So that's also where that feedback and that's where that kind of opinion or representation comes from. When it comes to the soundtrack and music of it, it does flow accordingly. There's one song in specific that I didn't quite understand why they put it in there, but now the more that I've processed, I won't give too much away, but there is a specific character that does show up at the end credits, where if you look back at who portrayed that character, it's a clear message of understanding who they are, as well as knowing that they're not within the Hispanic culture. They kind of just married into it. So again, I'm not giving out any spoilers. Overall, it is showcasing the beginnings of Blue Beetle. Of course, Jaime runs into the love interest, and with that, she is the one who gives him the Blue Beetle, who of course chooses him to be the superhero. Now, throughout the film, it is a not only a family film, but also a comic book movie, and they do flow greatly within one another. It is very much a heartfelt film. The one thing that we didn't get from the other DC movies or haven't gotten in a long time is the actual villain by his past. You actually feel a little bit of sympathy for him. And with that, it actually grew my interest in that villain a little bit more in understanding of where he's come from. No, it's not the Red Beetle. It is actually a character that, again, I don't know who he is. Obviously, not going to say who he is because, in all honesty, it's up to you guys to see and up to you to find out. But overall, though, like I said, the film was a lot of fun. The music was good. It was great. They did do a Cypress Hill song in there at the end, which, I thoroughly enjoyed because I am a Cypress Hill fan. But overall, like I said, it is a good start to the DC or James Gunn universe necessarily. Now they do call outs to Batman, to Superman, but you don't know who is portraying them or have images of them. They just are alive in that universe, which is great because obviously the Flash reset everything, though I haven't seen that film yet. From my understanding is this one is so much better than that film. So if you're looking for a good DC movie, this is the film that you would like to see. One complaint I may have had is the factor of the CGI. Some of it is really well done. Some of it is kind of, not tiered that well. And I can understand if the studios kind of forced the animations department and CGI department to kind of get this movie out quickly. But with all the delays that they have had, specifically for Aquaman 2, kind of hoping that the CGI would be a little bit better. But like I said, that's the only thing that I have negative to say about the film. Everything else was very fun. It did pull the heartstrings many, many moments, and as far as beginning to the end and having an understanding of where Jaime comes from, as well as his family and the connections within that Hispanic culture and how family is always tied together and always there for one another, which coming from a Portuguese background, I can honestly say I respect and love that as well. But if you guys have seen the Blue Beetle, please leave your comments below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well as follow us on all social platforms. If you've seen it, like I said, let us know how you partaked in it or what you feel about it, only because of the fact that I don't know the character, so I want to hear your reviews on it. So like I said, Follow us on all social platforms, and we'll see you next time on the next review.